Today I'm going to show you how to make a fully edible container garden. Yes, that's right. That includes flowers, thrillers, and spillers that no one is going to be able to tell the difference with. Every good container garden needs to have a thriller, a spiller, and a filler. So, thriller simply references something that is tall in nature, usually goes at the back of the container or in the center of the container in the case of something that is rounded or going to be displayed it in a 360 fashion. A filler is something that fills in the gaps between the thriller and then the ultimate spiller. Now you could just have a thriller and a filler with no spiller, or you can add that spiller element into it. So I'm going to give you a number of different examples of ways you can incorporate all three of these aspects in a container garden that still looks really pretty. Now, one of the greatest ways to do this is actually to show you what I've done for mine. So I'm just going to come around to the side here, and this here in the back is a spearmint. Spearmint is a little bit different than classic mint in the sense that it grows tall before it flops over. Now, to keep this really compact, you're going to want to make sure you're constantly topping this and utilizing the herb. You could let it flower and ultimately it be a thriller that is flowering, and it will look very pretty. But if you want to continue harvesting and nothing to get too woody in texture, then I would go for something that is constantly going to be topped. Now this here would be called a thriller. In the case that I wanted this a 365 viewing bucket, I'd place it in the center. However, I'm placing it on the side here because I actually want it to kind of cover up some of this over here. So now I freshly watered this so it doesn't look 100%, but a great example of a filler but also a spiller is thyme. So this is just a regular thyme. There's nothing special about this. It was started from seed here in March, and thyme in some cases can be a perennial, so if you don't want it to take over the garden, be sure to watch out for that. Back here I have a basil. On Instagram I said it was a boxwood, and then someone corrected me into saying it was something else. I don't remember what they called it. It was at the store as a boxwood. I really like it. It's smaller leaved, bushier, so this could be a filler. It could also be a thriller, but most definitely not a spiller. And the flowers you could add could range from pansies, for example, fully edible flowers. You could do marigolds, which are AKA poor man's saffron, interestingly enough. And then you can do sunflowers, which I'm actually going to show you in a container here in a little bit. There's so many chamomile you could do. There's so many different edible flowers you can incorporate, and you'll see those throughout my garden as we go. So over here I have some little bit different stuff. So these I have like a dwarf sunflower in these containers here. I have a lemon thyme. So you can see this lemon thyme is starting to flower because it has been really warm here. So we're getting a little bit of bolting, not a big deal. I'm just going to simply yank them off. I want to utilize this herb just a little bit longer before it sets seed. The way to keep these herbs bushy and going is to actually remove these. You can cook with this, the flowers and all. I have a Cosmo on the side here. I have some lobelia in here just for some color. Then I actually have celery here in the back. Again, very unique thriller. So I have thriller, a second thriller with a filler spiller, and then this would be a thriller over on this side as well. Completely filled in and unique. The leaves on the lemon thyme is like a variegated, so it's kind of cool. It's different than just a regular thyme. Now these ones seem boring, but I promise you they get more interesting as time goes on, and that's just the Hungarian wax peppers. So I have quite a few peppers on these. Actually, these ones are jalapenos. These are Hungarian wax. And over time, these peppers will change color, add some pizzazz. These obviously would be considered thrillers. Now I could have put a spiller in here as well, whether that be like a mint or something that would cascade over the side. That would be very pretty. Mint does great in containers, and then it won't take over your yard. I actually have two random cannabis plants in here from my autoflowers that reseeded in these containers. I'm a terrible cannabis grower. I actually don't harvest it. I just use it for the videos. So I left it outside all winter, and turns out it reseeds itself. So fun fact, that's what that is. And this one I actually have basil. So basil, it can fill if you allow it to. You just need to pinch it off. And then I have a Cosmo in the middle. So this container is mostly like a thriller type. So this one here is a bunch of different varieties of oregano. This will eventually fill in this whole pot and then cascade down the sides. And I also have some sunflowers in the back with a petunia. Petunias are edible. they just taste very floral. If you wanted more splash of color, you could actually do a rose plant. Roses can be used for jams and things of that nature. Again, a floral taste, but something different that you could incorporate that is a flower. I hope this is giving you guys like a ton of ideas on what you could do to keep an edible type garden going. So this here is a unique idea for a spiller, and that is actually sweet potato vine. So this is one variety of sweet potato vine. You can get more decorative varieties, but technically if you grew these from like sweet potato vine slips, you could get sweet potatoes from this. The stems, the leaves, the petioles, everything on here is edible, so you could actually use this in salads as well. Now this one here is one that I started indoors. This is ginger. I also have turmeric in the front. Now these would be considered more thriller types. They are kind of exotic looking. Mine's looking kind of rough because it actually has a little bit of a sunburn, but this would be an example of a thriller. Inside of this I have various seeds that are started that have not yet come up. So basils, thymes, I think there's some spearmint in here that just have not yet germinated. So I have a toothache plant here from Marcopia. Jessica gave me this, Dean's wife, and then I do have some oregano over there in the corner. Other unique mixes actually would be to put things like dragon fruit. So these are dragon fruits I started from seed. Eucalyptus I have, and then I actually even have, if I lift you guys up, some peas. So these aren't sweet peas, these are the purple peas. So they're purple pods, they're really unique looking, and the peas themselves are unique because they don't have much leaves and they have mostly tendrils. So it's a little bit of an eye-catching feature that I can trellis upwards that is technically a thriller, despite the fact that it's not tall and particularly showy, other than its uniqueness. Other ones you could do would actually be things like Swiss chard. Swiss chard comes in a variety of different colors, all of which are gorgeous. You could do things like tomatoes. There's some unique tomatoes out there you could do. You could do pretty much any herb. If you can figure out what spot it does best in your container, go for it. Sunflowers, marigolds, pansies, roses. The list is literally unlimited, and I know that many of you out there will know what can be included in this list. So please comment down below what your thrillers, your fillers, and your spillers are. Chamomile is one that I didn't show you, but I do have planted somewhere in my garden, various different spots that would count on this list. The possibilities are endless. So if you're gonna do a container garden, you don't want to do strictly florals that are not edible, but you want them to look nice, incorporate some of these plants, and no one will know the difference. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.